We turn now to our other big story of the night. We're following primary election night here in Indiana. Mike Braun will be the Republican nominee for governor on the November ballot. Braun easily defeated a field of 5 other candidates in his bid to replace Eric Holcomb as governor. News 8 government and politics reporter Garrett Berquist has been covering this race for months. He joins us now with more as Senator Braun won this evening. Garrett.
Phil, the party is still going here at Braun's campaign event here in Whitestown, even though the results came down a couple hours ago. It turned out to be a pretty short primary night. Word spread shortly after 7 o'clock that Braun had won, and we could hear a few people letting out cheers as the word spread. Braun led the polls throughout the primary. He consistently polled in 30 to 40% among likely voters, and that turned out to be his vote margin. In his victory speech, Braun spoke of the need to forgive and not to hold any grudges. He expanded on that idea when I talked to him shortly after he addressed his supporters.
So everyone is called other than one, and I assume that'll be soon, along with Governor Holcomb, and I like that. So we're going to circle the wagons to make sure we as Republicans, carry the day in November. And I think I'm going to bring a lot of people along that haven't come along before, and I look forward to that.
Braun's opponents for the November general election are already set. Jennifer McCormick was unopposed in the Democratic primary. Donald Ringwater was nominated at the Libertarian Party convention earlier this spring. Live in Whitestown, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
All right, Garrett, thank you very much. I want to give you more reaction tonight. We start with Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch, who finished second in tonight's balloting.
I always say we can do the best that we can, and we did. When we ran a positive campaign, focused on the issues, and focused on Hoosiers. And we did everything we possibly could. And after that, it's up to God and the voters, and they have made their decision, and we will get behind it, and we will support Mike Braun as the next gubernatorial candidate and the next governor of the state of Indiana.
And we also have this statement just in from Governor Eric Holcomb. He says, congratulations to Senator Braun on a decisive victory tonight. Now we all unite through November to keep Indiana on the fast track. On the Democratic side, Jennifer McCormick is now the nominee. Dr. McCormick, good to see you. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So you now know that you're up against Mike Braun. How confident are you that you can beat him?
I'm ready to go. We're confident. We're on the correct side of issues, and we've got great bipartisan support. We've got a great grassroots coalition, and we're ready to get this done.
How does it, now that you know who the other candidate is, how does that change how you campaign going forward?
We've been campaigning in a way that is very bipartisan in a strong way. We're also traveling all 92 counties. We're making sure that we're developing that great grassroots coalition that is strong and that is large. And so we'll continue to do what we're doing, stay focused on the issues that Hoosiers are concerned about in their daily lives, meaning good paying jobs and education for their kids and child care and, restoring our reproductive rights and freedoms. So we're going to continue what we've been doing, and we're ready to go for November.
I know it's early, but for people out there who maybe are undecided, tell them what the difference is between you and Senator Braun.
Yeah, and that difference is clear. So I am going to fight to restore those women's reproductive rights and freedoms and fight for the independence of all women. I'm also going to fight for education, in particular, 90% of our families that choose public education and good paying jobs. And I'm also going to fight for environmental issues. We deserve to have our water. So the differences are clear. I also believe that we're better if we're not focused on fear and chaos, if we're focused on optimism and opportunity. And the choices could not be clearer.
And let's turn now to the heated races for Congress. The top of that list, the 5th district, where Republican Victoria Sparks has won the nomination for a potential 3rd term in office. She held off 8 opponents, including Chuck Goodrich. News 8's Kyla Russell is following this race for us tonight.
Yeah, Phil, Victoria Spartz is in Washington, D.C. tonight, but she did issue a statement to us. She said she's honored and ready to continue on in her work representing the 5th District. Now, Chuck Goodrich made a tearful concession speech here tonight right behind me. It comes after he and Spartz faced off in the most expensive primary congressional race in the state here in District 5, which stretches from the edge of Marion and Hamilton counties all the way north to the city of Marion. The candidates spent at least $6.7 million on the campaign, and Goodrich himself spent $4 million to combat Spartz. Goodrich currently represents the 29th District and said he'll remain steadfast in his role.
I still believe that it's our responsibility together as people first to protect the American dream.
Ukrainian native Spartz is the district's incumbent. Now, she originally said she did not plan to run, but in the final days leading up to the filing deadline in February, she's changed her mind and said she would run, citing she had unfinished business. Reporting here in Noblesville, I'm Kyla Russell for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
All right, Kyla, thank you very much. A couple of other major congressional results in the 6th District. Former Indianapolis mayoral candidate Jefferson Shreve has won the GOP nomination to replace Greg Pence in the U.S. House. Shreve defeated former state lawmaker Mike Speedy and Jamison Carrier. And in the 8th District in southwestern Indiana, Mark Messmer will be the Republican nominee to replace Congressman Larry Bucshon. He defeated former Congressman John Hostetler, who served 12 years in the U.S. House before losing the seat back in 2006. Jim Banks is the Republican nominee for Senate. He was unopposed in his primary race. He's already looking ahead to the November election.
We have a heart for serving people. We put the people of Northeast Indiana first in everything that we do, the veterans, our senior citizens, the hardworking men and women of this region. And when we get to the United States Senate, we're going to work twice as hard for everyone in this great state. And I couldn't be prouder to work and serve with each of you.
And these aren't the only races that we're following tonight. We're tracking primaries from Allen to Wayne County. We made it really easy for you to follow along as well. Grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen once again. That will take you to our election results page of wishtv.com.